recording. Okay, now I'm post.
Excuse me. Edit that out.
Keep it.
No, that's gonna be our beat.
Jack, keep it. Hi everyone, this is Kevin Pungyu.
Hi, this is Jack.
안녕하세요, I'm Anita.
Hi, 안녕하세요. This is Brenda. Okay, so welcome. This is our first podcast, so I guess like our first official launch. Today we hope to discuss a little bit about something that happened to us. Obviously, I think a lot of you guys know us for, which is our Sap Sap video that went viral. And just so before we get started into that, I think we just want to introduce a little bit about who we are and what we do, and just a little bit about why we're doing this podcast. So I'll just say our mission statement. So our mission statement is to create dialogue, to share and express our love for our community. We hope to bring forth more representation for marginalized communities. In addition, we want to bring awareness regarding multiple issues in an entertaining and engaging way.
All right, so why we're doing podcasts is because, for our viewers to just kind of get to know us better, and a platform for us to be ourselves, so that way we're not doing skits and we're not, being a whole different character. We're just more expressing ourselves and who we are. And we want to bring more like conversations about contemporary issues within the community and other conversations for us to have, because it's our damn freaking podcast. So, and not yours. Not just kidding. Mm-hmm. It's our podcast, but so we just kind of want to share who we are.
Well, okay, yeah, and then, for a disclaimer as well, like, we are just kind of speaking our mind, kind of like what Jack said, and be aware if we are just trying to be ourselves, so we may swear, we may be really silly, we may, whatever comes your way, just so you're aware of what's gonna happen. It could be anything, really. So yeah, like as I mentioned, we're going to be focusing today on our Sap Sap video that happened, and it's one of our biggest hits, and like I said, it's what we're known for, and it's at about, as of today, it's about over 100, no, not 100, sorry, it's way more than that. It's about over more than 460,000 views, so almost halfway to 1 million, which is so crazy. Like, I cannot believe how many views, like how often you guys are watching this, or how often your kids are watching this, or who knows, mm-hmm. Especially the kids. Like, shout out to y'all, because I know y'all be listening to that. Y'all living off of that.
Thanks for the views.
Yeah,
it's the next Baby Shark.
No, for real though. It could be. Like, I don't, like, y'all be sending these cute videos of your kids and posting it up on Facebook. Like, it's so cute. But I guess some of the main questions, or one of the first questions that many people ask is like, how did we even come up with this idea, right?
Obviously, all four of us know of Sap Sap, and a lot of people from our generation and the ones before and the ones, even after, we all know about Sap Sap. But I remember when we just started out HAIB, and before HAIB, actually, I had wanted to do Sap Sap for like the longest time. Then when HAIB got formed, then it just came to my mind that, hey, there's the four of us, and in the Sap Sap music video, obviously there's four people, and so it kind of just, I don't know, fell into place, because I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to for the longest time, but then it just got held off.
Right, and I don't know, like, I think, when I think about it, I don't know if most of you guys know, I'm pretty sure you guys know by now, but there's like an older version of the song when we were younger, right? So I think that's where it kind of all started. We know of the song, and then it's just kind of got inspired by that. But like, why did we decide to do a parody of this song? Like, why?
It's the comedics in all of us. I think we really wanted to, it was like nostalgic for us, and we wanted to give it like a nice like new twist. And that's why, like, for Jack's part, we added like in the rap, if you guys have seen it. I'm assuming you're watching this because you've seen this.
Yeah, the cool thing about it, like Anita said, it was definitely a way to bridge between two different generations. And that's, I feel like, what kind of, made it really popular was because, we did bring in a lot of aspects from the old version, and then we also added the new stuff too. And I think it was a good way to connect, the older generation to the younger generation now. So yeah.
Something that I wanted to share with you guys is an audio clip of me singing Sap Sap 3 years ago as like a demo version, and we don't have to listen to the whole thing, just like the first few like 30 seconds of it, of what I had put together for Sap Sap 3 years before HAIB happened, and then finally, you know, having
This is
Sap
the
Sap
first time
original.
hearing this. That's wild. Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So because we did this 1 year ago, so that means it was 2 years before HAIB.
Yes.
HAIB.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
You know, it's just so funny though, because it's kind of like, you know, obviously we were all friends before HAIB happened, right? And you know, Kevin and I, we became friends, and we've always been talking about, like he mentioned as well, and it was just kind of like, because you know, at our school there's Hmong night, and there's this event called Hmong night, and we were like, oh my gosh, like what if we perform that song? And I was telling Kevin, I was like, let me be a backup dancer.
And now you became a backup dancer, not just a backup dancer. Oh my gosh.
But it's
That's
so
true.
funny because I remember that moment, and we're like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, Kevin, like if you're gonna perform this for Hmong night, like let me be a backup dancer. I want to be one of those girls. And then, you know,
For real, you became a legit official one.
I will be sharing Kevin's 3 years ago version of Sap Sap, and we shall see how it sounds like. Let's go.
Sap sap, sap sap, makat ma berjalan, but I cycle.
I didn't know the words.
7 years or 3 years ago? 3 years
3
ago.
years
Wow.
ago. This is my dad playing the guitar. Okay, lick off
All right. That
Oh
was,
my goodness.
interesting.
That is so cute.
So you
That
made your
was
dad play
interesting.
that.
Yes. So I brought the idea up to my dad. I'm just like, Dad, do you remember this commercial? And he's like, yeah. I'm just like, don't judge me, but can you like try to play the chords for it and I record you? And he's like, sure. And he played it, and then I was just like, you know, singing as much as I knew, and that was, you know, during the time that I was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna do this for Hmong night, you know. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it just never happened, you know, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, I have one more surprise for all of you guys.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Oh, one more surprise.
Yes. So I went and what is it? So a while back, somebody did commented when we first came out with the Sap Sap on Facebook. Someone did commented the original, like the original of this, right? So Sap Sap Modernizing is a cover, right? A Hmong cover, because the original is, I don't even remember if it's like Thai or Laotian, but it's one of those, right? And there's an original singer, and there is a legit music video.
Oh,
Oh.
snap.
Wow.
So even before like Buddy Low?
Yes,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
before
Oh, wow.
Buddy Lau. And so now we all get.
Right, yeah, no, I knew there was one because I do remember seeing somebody comment about that, but I only looked up, like, it was like a black screen with lyrics or something. I didn't know there was a video for it.
Same here, because when I
Okay.
went to go find that, what is it, that video, it was just like a lyric video, right? And then I was like, no, there has to be a music video to this. And I went to go look, and the only way I could find it was to actually find like the actual like real like Thai or Laotian letterings of it, because if you type it in English, like she has like her English name, but then it doesn't show you like the legit music video. So I had to go like find like, you know, Mukhataling Nu in Thai or Laotian, and then her real name as well too. And then that's when I found it, and I was like, holy crap, everyone is just gonna love this so much. So I'm gonna drop it in there for us to all watch together.
That style is very
Wow.
in right now, actually, her whole look.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Dang,
That's
that
so
was
cool.
amazing.
So like, you know, like just watching that too, going back to like what we're, you know, the transitioning of like the music, right? Because like, you know how she had it like that style, and you could tell that like it's very Thai style, right? And or Mlo style, I'm not really sure either, but and then you know how like Lo did her style, and it, you know, it's kind of like that, but it's kind of like Hong style, right? And you know how like us, we also just remade it, and you know how it's more modern. So like in the cool thing too is that I want Jack to kind of like talk a little bit about how he made it, because I don't know if y'all knew, but he made the instrumental for us. So and like, so what makes it very modern? Can you, like,
Honestly,
talk about that?
it's just the different uses of like sample packs, right? So then like during the time that they made that very first Sap Sap song, you know, like they could have had, you know, more older like sample packs, so like beats and drums and things like that. And then for me, I have, of course, you know, more modern ones that are created more recently. So then, of course, the sound already sounds different. And like, you know, some of them, you know, like the noise, the scream, and like the dog barking kind of noise. Like even that, like the very old one that we just watched, like it sounded more like a frog. And then for Buddy Lao's, it sounded more like, you know, a dog bark. And then for ours, it sounded different too, you know?
Yeah.
So it's even like just changing the instruments, you know, like that, you know, that simply, that makes it different, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that was definitely like my experience of doing it. And it was really fun. You know, I had to like go in, I had to listen very carefully to just find like the chords that they used and like the melodies that they used for the background, and just creating every little like sound that they made. Of course, you know, I didn't get exactly everything, but it sounds good.
yeah. I mean, you know, like when comparing it to like, you know, the beats, the girl screaming, the dog barking, you know, those little sound effects, I think it really just did it, you know. And then like, you know how like it's more modern, you know, and like Nuchicho sounded like old school, but it still gives it that feeling, you know. And then like plus like you doing your own style of like doing that whole rap part, like how did you even come up with that too?
Well, so the thing about the rap part, now that it's the good thing was that I've done a lot of music producing already, and the music producing that I'm into is really like R&B and hip hop. So then like I already understand how the beat formats are, so that I just pretty much took that and incorporated that into the song, you know, with just like more like bass kicks and more like modern type of hip hop kicks and stuff like that. But the overall like melody and the background, you know, like the instruments playing and everything, the chords were the same. It was just the variation of the beats that made it more like hip hop and more modern. Yeah.
I remember when we were trying to come up with that, right? And it was just like a random idea because I didn't know how it was going to work, right? And it was just like, oh, Jack, do you think you can create a rap part in it, right? And, you know, he just did it right there, right then, you know, and it was just so insane to just, you know, have that. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, it works. And he explained that to me as well. So he's like, yeah, just, you know, just change this up. And then boom, you have it. I'm just like, wow, that is so amazing that we have that part in there, because that definitely, you know, brings the modernness to it, you know.
With even the lyrics, you know, since I was like, you know, when we were writing that rap part, I was like, you know, I could have gone totally different, but I was like, you know, if you really listen to the lyrics that she's singing, like most of the time it's repeated, you know, lyrics. So I was like, oh, you know, it'd be kind of cool with just like repeat the lyrics that were already there. Yeah, kind of just like repeat them, but then like do it in a more rap style. So that actually turned out really great too, and that made us, you know, figure out that area a lot faster.
And you know how like even just like the original that we just heard, we didn't even know what she's saying, right? Because it sounded like top, right? And not Sap Sap. And so like, you know how Parilo on, like they didn't have, you know, like karaoke movies or not movies, videos have like the lyrics on the screen. Like Parilo didn't have that. So like I want like someone to dive in a little bit and just talk about how we even got the lyrics. How did we even know what the words were? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people who did watch Parilo's version didn't even know the words, you know?
Yeah, I mean, no one knows exactly what she's saying, right? And so then we were just going off by ear, but then after, you know, letting like my dad listen to it. He said that it's Laotian, right? So then I was like, oh, can you help translate? You know, do you know Laotian? And he doesn't know Laotian. He knows more of Thai, but he said that he has people that can help, right? And so then I was like, okay, cool. We'll use that as a connection. And then also I have a friend from overseas that I met when when my group went to, the study abroad at St. Cloud State, the Laos, Thailand, Malaysia trip. I met him, his name is Thing, and I met him in Laos on his campus. And so then I sent that to him too, and I was like, can you help, us translate or like write it, like the anglicized version of it so that we can pronounce it and stuff like that. And then he helped us with that too. And then so just having, Thing and my dad's connections to clarify, how to I guess pronounce it, and then of course going off by ear, listening to what Padilo was saying too. And then that's how we came to have the whole entire lyrics written for it, because even the Hmong lyrics too, like some of the words, like I've never heard of it, right? Like how she says like ja lo tum blian blian, right? And I was just like, what the heck does that even mean? And I want to make sure I'm spelling correctly and all that stuff. And then I think blian blian is like when if I remember correctly, it's like you come and you're like really like out of breath, it's almost kind of like sashia. And so that's why I'm just like, okay, cool. Yeah, I want to know, because I want to know what she's saying in Hmong as well too, because I don't think I'd heard some of these words as well too. So yeah, shout out to Thing and shout out to my dad.
I remember reading a lot of comments that people have been posting, saying to us like, oh, so that's what they're saying, that's what she said, that's the words, I think it really helped. Yeah, like even when we read it, I read it, I was like, dang, that's the lyrics. Oh, Sap, like Serp, but then Sap Sap, so it was just really interesting, like Mark Nut and all those other stuff. I mean, so then how did we even come up with the idea of like who's who? Like, I think we all kind of knew that Kevin was going to be the one singing it because he was the one that was going to bring the idea. So like, like, does anyone kind of remember how we kind of chose?
This is how we decided. Okay, obviously Kevin was going to be like Padilo because he is like the strongest singer out of all four of us. And he was like pretty much the person who did bring up the idea a little bit. So then he chose that. But as to decide who the three people in the back was going to be, I got chose because I looked like the tragic one. And I fitted her character the best. Obviously, I have terrible rhythm, so that's why they decided. But everyone was pretty like chill about it. They were just like, oh, that looks like you, so just like you choose her. And then it fell into place for like Brenda and Jack as well. But yeah, it was solely based on personality and what matched the most.
I think like they legit were like, oh, tu no, so
I didn't really have a say, even if I wanted to be like the one that looked more like, like they got it together. Yeah, no choice.
I just thought it was like such like a funny thing to talk about, because like once we were like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it, and then you take that screenshot of all four of them, then it's like the next question is like, so who gonna be who?
Yeah. And then like we studied like we studied like what they were wearing, like we
studied how they danced, like where they stood, and try to replicate it as best as possible.
I think they knew I was the character I was because when I did that, iconic look, the kind of confused look.
When she looks into the camera and then Jack's like, oh, I can do that, but we're like, okay, well that's you then. You can look clueless.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I think it kind of was just kind of like, okay, I need a chocolate clueless, but I'm this one right next to, up at the front. So even that, when we were doing that, we're kind of like buying, when we looked at their clothes and stuff like that, we're like, oh yeah, like the character like we went thrift shopping. Do you guys remember that? Like, I mean, I know Jack wasn't there when we went thrift shopping, but we went thrift shopping. Why do I say that so weird? Thrift shopping?
Thrifting?
Yeah. That just sounded really weird. Okay, sorry.
Thrift shopping.
It was so much fun. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, everything, we got thrift shopping, and then like Jack, sold his clothes, like the skirts that Kevin and Jack was wearing. That's what you didn't like
Yeah.
it's just funny, but you know, like, and then like that shirt that Jack was wearing is actually like, you know, my mom's like old shirt that she was gonna donate or whatever, and I was like, oh, the pattern is stupid Pete, like Jack Hall, like the character can't be, you know, it's flipped a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah, it took us a while too. Yeah, it took us probably like a week or two, or maybe even like half a month to even get all the outfits together.
I wanted to be more conscious about what we were like buying because I knew I wanted to not waste any of the props, so I still wear like parts of what I bought. So I actually ordered my clothes online, or my skirt online. The top I got from H&M, but my skirt I ordered online. Yeah, I don't fit that skirt no more though. So if you, because you know sometimes people ask us to rewear these outfits, and we're like,
Well, I mean, we don't even have any of them anymore.
I
don't think.
We still do. They're just
They're in a box.
storage, and some of the things that we do have are like broken too, you know, like the shoes I have, like the heels I wore, like
Oh, that's right.
the straps are like broken because my feet are too big, you know.
Maybe we'll have time to insert videos somewhere, because we do have videos of some of the behind the scenes from the day of filming, and there was some moments of tragedy along the way.
I mean, yeah, and I'm trying to find the videos right now. Sorry, that's why I'm like looking away. Of when we literally practice a day before to like just to practice the choreography. You know, and so and it's funny because you know the wigs that Jack and Kevin was wearing, it was flipped. Jack was wearing the one where was split hair, the one that Kevin was wearing in the video, and then like Kevin actually had the one with the bangs, and then that's when we're like, I think we should switch it. But we'll switch. We're like, okay, Peter Low, you know, like this is it. This is, you know, y'all needed to switch wigs.
Okay, so how we came about for this silly choreography was when we studied the video, but they were really inconsistent. If you watch the original of the Hmong one, it was really inconsistent on like what dance moves were exactly being done. So we kind of had to like make our own versions of it, and Brenda really helped with like which part we're gonna do and like how we name things. So it's like the blow right for Sap Sap,
KJ, and then like
oh yeah,
yeah, and then I don't know what this is. What do we call this?
I don't know.
I don't think we named it right. We were just
yeah,
like, Sap
but then the
Sap.
KJ one. Yeah,
and then we're like, okay, JJ, and we counted 8 times. And you know, even in our bloopers, you can see that like sometimes we miscount. We obviously are not in rhythm, and it's just so funny.
And the other thing too, I think that was funnier too, was that we only, like Anita was about to say, we only practiced like a little bit, and then like we didn't even like care to practice more because we were like, oh, you know, in the music video, like look through like what's the top, you know, so
yeah.
If we don't have a lot of practice, then it'll help, you know, make that look a lot better. Anyways,
it'll be more authentic, is what we thought. And then just to learn that it was a mess on this day of filming, we practiced like the night before at my place, and we're just like, and that's the video Brenda has where we recorded, and we're just like, okay, tomorrow will be fine, and everyone was just like so okay with just not knowing what was going on.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Ew!
Oh my gosh, this is so...
Jack looks so freaking tragic.
He does. Oh gosh. I don't want to walk in. I hope I never walk in.
it was because of the hair. See, like the hair was different. We needed to switch it.
That nip slip though. Ew.
Hey, it was hard wearing that. Okay?
Oh my god, Kevin! Look how freaking skinny you are now.
I know.
There's a longer one, obviously, but I gotta find it. But that's it.
Ew.
Die.
Mấy chắc there.
Fix your skirt for you. Oh my god, I remember this. I had to pin it for you.
Oh.
And then look at Jack too. His top keeps falling.
Ew.
Freaking Brenda, I'm dead.
Oh my god, ew.
So ugly. Oh my god. Stomach showing. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, look at us.
Trời, một plú từ từ. Nào con nhớ hai người chị đi một plú. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, am I doing rolling with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
All right.
Oh my god, so ugly.
So funny thing, like I was wearing a dark blue top in there. So that was like the night before we went to go film at where we were shooting at and filming at, I should say. And I literally went that morning to Target to buy a different top to match more with my character. So yeah, that was really interesting. So anyways, wrapping it back to, just talking about like how we created the song or, recreating the song, recreating the videos, the characters. What about our vocals? You know how like Buddy Low is the only one that really just sang in it? Like, I don't remember whose idea it was to kind of talk like, oh yeah, like we all should say one line and whatever. Like, how did we even come up with that?
And part of making this like modern and just different, not only are we just gonna, allow whoever is playing to Buddy to sing, but everyone's going to be singing, right? And then everyone's gonna have a one-liner or, gonna have a part in there. And to spice it up even more, we're gonna harmonize the chorus because that will just be freaking awesome. And so then that's when I forced everyone to lay their vocals on this track.
Yes, forced. Emphasize on that word. Forced.
But that wasn't our first time doing that for HAIB, like recording our singing for HAIB, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Because like in that video, Pata, like got the phone, like I need, oh, I'm rolling with me. Because we did our skit before already. And that was, I think, our first time actually doing recording for HAIB. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, actually, even before that was, we did New Year's resolution, but like for everyone to sing, it was the bartender song.
It was the
buy you a drink.
Buy you a drink.
The bartender song.
Oops. But yeah, I think that's when like we were really, even that one, I think, which we could talk about on a different day for a different podcast, obviously. But I remember we were pushing Anita to really sing that. The rolling with me part, which is why it became like an inside joke for us.
So my HAIB members really like pushing me to do a lot of vocal stuff, and every time we learn that I can't sing.
No, it's just something that that you haven't done before, and I think it's really cool because we push each other to challenge ourselves to do things out of our comfort zone, things that like we don't really typically do, which is like for Nita it's the singing. And so I think when we did do the harmonies part for Sap Sap, it was just really interesting to see how everyone did it, because I think Jackie had the model, and then we heard it and I was like, wow, I was so blown away with the harmonization, and then like the rapping part was like, whoa, and then that's when Kevin, I remember Kevin was like, okay, like I'm Jack up, and then this is how you should do it, just follow Jack's harmony, and obviously in your tone. Yeah, and then obviously I think it always helps when I go and then Anita follows my mic. Sorry.
Yeah, it helps when she follows your mic.
It fell, sorry. It helps when she follows like my harmonies, right? Because obviously for males and females voice, like it's always very different, and so she wants to, for Darling Chopo, like singing wise, I guess we could talk about this again on a different podcast, but it's very different when you're not able to pick those up, so I think it was really interesting to just when we were recording our vocals.
It was a great learning experience though, and I'm glad that like I was a part of it, despite like very little talent I have musically.
You always deliver it in the way where it makes it just so much better, and then like it is, the end product is what it is. That's why rolling with me,
it becomes so iconic.
I can't live this shit down no more. Like we've always talked about this, and now that like people are doing covers and dance covers to our song, because I'm one of like the beginning people, right? Like after Kevin, I'm like the first person that goes. My voice gets shared all the time in the stupid covers, and I'm like, just dance to the ending part, the middle to the ending part. Just do that. Just focus on that.
Right, because
like,
sometimes they don't dance to the whole song. They only
Yeah.
dance to the beginning part, and so we
And
only get to
covers,
hear Anita.
And they
Yeah.
they hear that terrible note that I sing.
Sing it right now. Sing it right now.
Sap,
know,
sap.
Yeah. I was like, y'all don't even know. Anita does this all the time. Like she does it in that ugly, like
Yeah.
nasally.
She's not giving herself enough credit. She does so much, but she can do so much better than that, obviously. But
I mean, obviously, when I like really try, then yes. But most of the time, it's just you get the real version.
Our first time going out in public as a group, and that was to the Eau Claire Hmong New Year.
yeah.
And after that blow up happened, that was like our first encounter with like fans, with people who've seen it. And I think, you know, it was so interesting because at the Hmong New Year, we knew that Buddy Low is like located somewhere in Eau Claire. So we were like, this is our chance. This is our chance to look for her, ask her if she's seen it, or like just to like, you know, just to be so cool to get it on film and you know,
And she would
ask
dance
her,
with us
yeah,
or
and
sing with us. That would be so much fun.
If she's seen it, how she
yeah,
feels about it.
like
Yeah.
could we make her do it with us and you know
Yeah.
put it out there, make her actually stand there and have Kevin and her fight to you know, you know, like we had all these scenarios in our head. It was so
Yeah.
funny. And
Dude.
we were,
Yeah, we
I'm
even
still
had like
looking forward for that video to happen. I'm just saying, there's still chance for it.
Mhm.
yeah, I mean the funny thing too was when we were at the New Year was that we had one of our great friends, Billy, who would like
Mhm.
show us around, like literally walked around the whole event like 3 times just to try to find Buddy Low. But for
because he
some
said he
reason-
saw her.
Yeah.
He said he saw her. We're like, well, okay, Eau Claire's New Year is really small,
Mhm.
so we were bound to bump into her. But we
Bitch, you bought it because the ball bang. She's like, oh hell no.
she was hiding from us this whole time.
Yeah.
So if any one of you who personally knows Buddy Low and went to the Eau Claire New Year this past year, please let us know. Shoot us a message. We would love to get in contact with her.
Yeah, I mean, just to
Please.
like ask, like, what was her reaction when she saw it? Was it like, you know, did it bring her flashbacks? Was it something that she wants to bury behind as well? I don't know. Like, I just have so many questions
even-
for her.
We even thought about like, what if she hated it and she thought we were making fun of her? Like,
Yeah,
we're
I
like,
know,
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
we're not even. Like, it's just so iconic to us, which is, you know,
Yeah.
something why we love doing. I mean, even with this whole Sap Sap thing, of course, we had bloopers. So if y'all haven't seen that, like, check it out. We posted it up. I don't remember how far out afterwards, but it was so long overdue as well. And of course, there's more. But yeah, like we have bloopers out there. We have a karaoke to our Sap Sap version. Like, I don't even know if y'all know, but I mean, y'all can actually do it yourself with our karaoke version. The lyrics are also on there. And then we also have the comparison of Buddy Low's music video and then our music video, and see how well like the camera transitions that like Jack tried editing and stuff like that, how similar that he really tried to make it, you know, like that. So go ahead, check those 3 videos out. I think you can really see and appreciate, like, yeah, now you can see our clothing, what we were talking about, like our Cheerios necklaces is trying to replicate like their necklaces, and you know, the clothing wise obviously and all that stuff, and you know, their dance moves. We try to our best to create some kind of choreography for that. But I mean, yeah, look, check those out. Do you guys remember when we were filming that day at the river, by the river there, what was going on that day? I don't know if,
It was a whole mess.
Mhm.
like,
There's
it
a lot
was,
going on.
If there was a wedding, right?
Yep,
Oh,
there was a-
Yeah, there was a wedding.
Oh my
It
god.
was.
And we had to walk through the
Yeah.
wedding looking like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the
And it
funny
was-
thing, I think too, was that day was like the same day that our university, St. Cloud
Mhm.
State, was doing like what was it, tailgating
tailgating.
for
Yeah, our
homecoming.
Yeah.
And that was literally just right across the river, like
Mhm,
not even
mhm.
far. It's literally like not even 5, like 3
Yeah.
or 4 minute drive.
Yeah.
From that distance across the river, you can hear the echoes from like the stereos that was playing by the university, and you can hear it while we're recording. We're like, oh my god, can they like shut up so we can like hurry up and film. It was so much fun though.
Right.
Shout out to Matt and Shua for helping us out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just think it's so funny too, because like obviously there's so many things happening around us, and we thought we found a really secluded area that people wouldn't have gone, you know. But like, you know, obviously there are bloopers because you felt like one door and the baby like somewhere, you know, and like we're just like but there were a few people that came now because it's just a staircase to go to the river and stuff like that. I remember the weather being really bipolar too. Like we had blankets walking to that area, and then when the sun was out, it was nice. But then once that sun was gone, it was so cold.
Wow.
Yeah, like I don't know if you
back to me now.
Right, and then Shoal was there, and obviously Matt, and you know, I think it was just really cool. They were just there to help support us, and obviously with the camera angles and making sure we don't look tragic. But then like when we meant to look tragic, Matt tried to correct us, but it's like, no, we meant to look tragic.
For real.
Yeah, Matt was actually our camera guy, so he was,
Yeah.
you know, behind the camera, hitting record, and always like, you know, telling us where to move and everything like that, so that we actually look good and match the music video too.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and like of course Shoal being there too, just she's in our bloopers as well, because we thought she Kevin was like, oh yeah, she's not gonna show up in there, but they just wanted to throw the loop like the loop screen, yeah, you know. And
go back.
Yeah.
When
That
we
was
say that it was
funny.
embarrassing when people walk by, it was embarrassing. Okay, we were like playing the song and we were dancing in the mid choreo, right? And us recording, people just like walk by, and we all just like turn around like covering ourselves.
Dude,
Just,
I
like,
swear.
Don't look at me. It happened so many times. Yeah. It happened so many freaking times.
So the funniest moment
Yeah.
was like when we were doing the rapping part. That was the most embarrassing part, because we had like grills on, but they were like aluminum foil, and we had like our chains on. We had like sunglasses and everything, and we're just like being really ugly. So then when people came down, then it was even worse. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, and then because it was getting later throughout the day when we were shooting, so the sun was setting and it was getting colder because we're right by the river. So Jack's little like fur jacket, we like swapped it from one person to the next person because we were cold.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering in the music video why like suddenly one of us is wearing the jacket and not Jack, it was because we were cold.
But it was cool because
Yeah.
it transitioned to each person.
Yeah.
Dead.
And then like I just think it's so funny too, because we just acted like nothing happened after we were done. When we left that scene, we just went back to the car. We're like, okay, should we just go grab some food at the tailgating? Okay. And then like we went home, you know, whoever did bring extra clothes changed. Like I didn't bring extra clothes. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go like this. And then we just went to the tailgating and ate. And then people were like, oh, why you guys like look like this? And we're just like, oh, we just filmed and we just, you know, ate food and we left. And it was just like a casual day.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty
We
much.
still had our makeup on.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It was a long day for us.
Did you guys have your makeup on when we went tailgating?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
still had.
Yeah, I think I still had two.
Oh, wow.
That's why
Yeah.
people were just like, oh yeah, we just came back from shooting, so
Yeah.
that's why we look snatched.
And then like high before Sap Sap, like we're growing and we were doing other things, but like still like people weren't taking us seriously or didn't know about us too. Like even our own like friends from like our universities and stuff like that, right? So it was interesting how like after Sap Sap they were like connecting the dots, and then you know we finally became relevant or whatever.
I think I don't think, I mean, it may be like that, but I just think that like, you know, they knew that we were doing something. So like they knew that like, oh, when us four were together, we were trying to, you know, obviously make content or do stuff like that as HAIB. And it was just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. You know, can't wait to see it. So, I mean, we have a supportive community up here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone up here like knows what we were doing. So when they see us together, they know like
They
they're
just
doing something.
they just didn't know that we were gonna do Mukhatuling Nu.
For real. Annoyed the hell out of them.
Yeah, or locally, oh, Sap Sap.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Sap Sap thing. Yeah.
Oh, in the comments when people were like Sap Sap Nation or whatever, or even when we see fans too, it's not even like a normal hello. It's like a Sap
Sap
Sap.
Sap.
Like
Hey, yeah, hey, Sap
It's
Sap.
so
now-
cool.
it's now used as a hello and goodbye.
Yeah, Yeah, I think it's so cool though when like people are not like shy to do that out in public. And, like, of course, but it's kind of like it's cool because it's like link for you because from that, and it's just I don't know, it's really interesting when people do it. But
Yeah, it's funny when they're like shy and they're like, oh, is that the Sap Sap guy or is that the Sap Sap girl? You know?
yeah.
They do that first before they even come and like talk to us. You
Oh
know?
my gosh,
So
that
it's kinda
happened
funny.
yesterday. That happened
What
yesterday to Jack. We were
Oh, yeah?
we were
Yeah.
over at IB2 and Kamala's sister or Kamala's friends were like, hey, aren't you the Sap Sap guy? And then
Aw.
Kamala had to go, the Sap Sap girl is here too, and points at me, and I'm like, oh, we're really doing this right now.
oh yeah, half of them are here actually.
Yeah,
Go in,
I know, it's funny, yeah. And it's like the thing too is like whenever we do go out and it's like there's only like half of us.
But all
or,
four
like,
of us are
Yeah, or 4 of us. They're always like, oh, look, half of High is here, or half of Sap Sap is here, you know, or like
Yeah.
1/4. It's really funny.
Yeah.
When we
Or-
all go out together and they look at us, they do that
already
double
know.
take and they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and they count off too. They're like, wait, that's one of them. Oh, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all
Yeah.
here.
That's what
they
Oh.
always Yeah, it's always like that, especially when it's us 4 together. They always notice one, and then they're like, "Oh wait, they're all here," or like they'll whisper, and you already know that they're like, "Oh, they connected the dots." And we always talk about it afterwards too. We were like, "Yeah, I think they noticed us. Yeah, I think they like not say that like."
The
you know, we're
funniest
anything.
part for me was when we were at the Eau Claire New Year and we were just like sitting down watching the performances, and we like as we were walking by to sit down, like people were noticing us, but I didn't think they like knew exactly who we were. So I saw them on their phone on YouTube searching up Sap Sap and
Ew.
looking at the video, looking at us, and I was like, wow, they're really committed.
Okay, but can we talk about that one time where we all 4 of us were just casually like just walking around, and like the girl, she was literally just not even knowing that we were there watching our video just to watch it, and then Julie look up and Julie pop in and she's like, hey, you're that Sap Sap guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you too. Oh, you too. Oh wait, all 4 of them are here. The whole gang's here. And then she flipped her phone. She goes, I'm actually watching you guys right now. And
Right now, uh-huh.
Oh my god.
You know,
God's
and
plan.
it was so funny, and I'm just like, wow, like that.
What
like,
a coincidence.
Yeah, it was
I
so
think
crazy.
not.
I don't know. Overall, it was just a really dope experience,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we never like anticipated it for it to be as big as it would be today.
Yeah.
Like I knew it was gonna be funny, and I knew like people are gonna like it, but I didn't think like it was gonna be at this rate. Oh, we did get not a lot, but we did get a few haters from our Sap Sap music video though.
Oh, yes.
Do you guys want to talk about the haters?
I mean, I wouldn't really say haters. I don't think that it was like that, but I would look at it, there was like positive and negatives, or like just things that like, of course, like we could have came off like discouraging, or, I guess like, like the chopo where we came from, because we didn't really explain, like it was just a music video, it was just a parody. So, I just think that, obviously people see it how it is and they take it how it is.
They got a lot of time if they really do hate us that much for
Yeah, maybe.
just seeing us like that, and so that's why it's just kind of like, okay. But yes, we did receive interesting comments.
I think the music video itself was interesting in the way that we added a rap, and if we were to like dive deeper, we touched up on even like cross-dressing or like, like representing things within like the queer community. So it was interesting in how others perceived it, but overall it was like a positive outcome. They had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of, funny, positive ones. And of course I think those ones too. I think I have one screenshot of a comment that was on here. I'm not sure if, I can read it off. It just says, I love this, but keep in mind, it may be offensive to some. who identify as transgender. It's basically the same concept of blackface and cultural appropriation, etc., etc. As a member of the Hmong LGBT community, we should be more aware about this kind of sensitive area. I myself am not offended because I'm not a snowflake. I don't cry over something like this or the Snapchat filter. This is really funny. I want to remind everyone that this kind of act is not always acceptable and can be offensive. Thank you. So, I mean, you know, like, of course, like, I kind of like already knew that some people could have felt that way, you know, because obviously, like, people, like I said, you know, take it as it is and, you know, interpret it in however they want to. And of course, we're not here to tell you that you're wrong to feel the way that you feel, but that was not our intentions. And deeply, like, being chisa, like, make fun of anyone, of any community, you know, and it was just us, you know, going back to what we talked about, modernizing a song parody, making it into a parody of something that we did enjoy growing up with, you know what I mean? So yeah, and
we were just acting, you know, regardless of, you know, what gender we identify with. We're just acting and we're portraying characters that of course have their own identities as well too, you know. So that's why it's kind of like we understand how it could be offensive and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's simply is just us acting, you know, because I think that's obviously that comment is geared more towards, you know, Jack and I, because we both are cisgender males who are cross-dressing, but not really cross-dressing, because cross-dressing is its actual thing, right? If anything, me and Jack are just acting. We're playing these characters and we're doing our best to represent these characters the best way possible. And, you know, the tone here is comedic, obviously. So that's just what it is. But cross-dressing, I feel like, is an actual thing, you know, and you can, I guess you can say that we cross-dress, but really, I feel like we didn't really cross-dress. We were just acting, you know, because a cross-dresser is like it's an actual term and thing of itself, you know.
Right. And I think of it like, you know, we are playing these characters, and like, you know, in the music video itself of them, like, they're not trying to, like, maybe they are being themselves, but it's them playing a character in their music video, right? They're representing a dancer for her, she's representing just her, like, singing and stuff like that. And I think we obviously respect that, and that's why we're just trying to be them in a character look or perspective, and not like making fun of them or making fun of who they are or the LGBT community, you know. And I think it's just us just trying to replicate that and make it our own, right? Where it's like that. So, because, you know, like, even with cultural appropriation, like, I think about when people wear like headdresses and stuff like that, like, that is cultural appropriation where they just want to wear it, right? Whereas, like, you can be, like, for Halloween, right? Like, you can be Pocahontas because Pocahontas is a character, but if you're being like a Native American Indian person, that's just culture appropriating. Does that kind of make sense, you know? Like, because Pocahontas is a character. Well, I mean, she's also real, I guess, but, like, you know, like, okay, that was kind of a good and bad example, but
I mean, Disney and Disney characters in itself is already controversial,
right,
for the most part. So
right. Yeah, okay, I feel like that was kind of a good and bad example. Sorry, y'all. But, you know, or who's that girl's name? In you know, with the magic carpet, what's that movie called?
Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine. Aladdin.
And Aladdin,
yeah. You know, like, she's also a character. Okay, I've never watched the movie. I don't know why I blinked out. I know what Aladdin is. I've never seen it, but, you know. But yeah, Jasmine, you know. If you wanted to be Jasmine for Halloween.
Ooh, people are just gonna go off. You've never seen Aladdin. Go off in the comments.
Go off, Anita.
You know how many times I try to get Brenda to watch movies with me? She is not that big of a movie person. And she has not even seen Harry Potter 2, so the series.
Okay, she falls asleep, like, so
I watch a lot of movies and I have a lot of, like, references, and every time I use one of those references, I have to, like, wait and be like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? And I will, like, look at all of them just to get a signal, and they'll just look at me, like, blankly, and they're like, oh yeah, I kind of know. Like, no, you don't. No, you guys don't.
sometimes it takes a couple of seconds, you know. I don't know if it's a really iconic movie for me, especially like Topafu, you know, if you do things like that, I got you, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, there was other comments too, of course, that like you know, really stuck out to us, right? So like one that I always remember was that I don't know if it was like a long comment where they said they had like all these numbers and points saying like
yes,
the little
yeah.
details, the little
Yeah.
details that like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but like this person, they're all wearing Cheerio necklaces, the jacket gets rotated around, and like it was just like just those little things, like even with like my, I didn't even think much about my bracelets, but they even pointed it out too, you know. And I was just like, oh, okay, like that's so cool that like, you know, like I don't know how many times I watched it just to point those out. I don't know.
She took
maybe.
notes each time.
Like, ooh, I see this. Ooh, I see that. But that was a really cool one too. But I think when people personally reach out to us about Sap Sap or any of our videos and they point out something to us, like it sticks a little bit more to me. So like, you know, you guys remember when we were having one of our meetings and somebody randomly messaged us and she sent audio files, and I was like, I was like, do we want to listen to it right now? I bet you know. And she was so wholesome and sweet, and had the I love your, what did she say, brother, this is the you know, you know, and all that stuff. So I think it was just really cute that she was explaining the lyrics to us as well, you know, even though like we already did kind of follow, but like of course like it always helps to get reminded. And she was like, oh, you know, and
She was explaining the chorus to us because it's in Lao, right? So she's translating it back to us. But the funniest part was that her child is in the background, and in one of her recording, you can hear the kid goes, "Stop it! Why do you keep singing that song?"
singing that, Mom, stop.
It was the sweetest thing ever. I love it. And it's funny because it's most kids who like our song, and it's interesting to hear their parents like it, you know.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
But I mean, whoever our audience, you know, like who enjoys that music video, I think, you know, just shout out to all you guys. Like I think it's so wholesome when you guys like obviously like, you know, send videos, audio clips or whatever, videos of your kids or yourselves karaokeing. It's just really cool, and to just see that, especially like on each platform that we have, again, our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, all those different types of fans, like on all those different platforms. Like it's so cool to see how everyone takes it in, and everyone, like, you know, we have a younger crowd following us on TikTok, you know, and we have more followers on TikTok than on Instagram, but you can see that like they're younger people and they recognize them, and those who duet or like take our audios from our TikTok, like they're a lot younger, and it's so sweet and so cute to just see that. So I mean, yeah, like everyone, we have fans of all ages, and it's so cool. So we really appreciate it that you guys keep supporting us and live off of Sap Sap. All right, so I think that's all we're gonna talk about today for our podcast. Sorry, it's kind of like spotty everywhere, you know, but we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have any other suggestions or any other topics or themes you want us to go over, we hope to carry this podcast on and talk about anything, obviously open to what you guys want to hear. Maybe if it's more Sap Sap things or something specific about it, let us know. You know, if you guys want to know how we created things or anything about us, you know, we're willing to open up and talk to you guys about it. We enjoy sitting here and just being ourselves, and we hope that you are enjoying it as well. So yeah, anything else you guys want to mention, go for it.
Well, if you guys, like Brenda said, if you guys like the video, you know, give us a like button or subscribe to our channel so that you can get updated with, you know, any newer podcasts that we do put out, you know, and follow us on our other social media platforms too, like Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok if you're on that too.
All right.
Guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in our next podcast, our next video, or next meet. I don't know, but everyone take care, stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
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 Bye.